Once a quiet fishing village along the Arabian Gulf, Dubai has rewritten its story and emerged as an irreplaceable gateway for global commerce. In the span of a single generation, it has risen, decade by decade, into a haven of ambition. And within this thriving landscape stands an institution that has become a game changer in arbitration, the Dubai International Arbitration Centre, often referred to as DIAC.
I think before 1994, the arbitration scene or landscape was completely different to what we see today from various aspects. One, of course, there were certain jurisdictions that had not at the time joined the New York Convention, which is a very significant convention in the arbitration field. UAE was one of them. But in addition to that, and what I would think is a more important issue, was that the culture of arbitration as it exists today did not exist. What do I mean by culture? There are three indicators of this culture of arbitration that exists today and did not exist at the time. One is the willingness of the parties to be part to an arbitration agreement and to include into their contracts arbitration agreements as we see today. Today, any two business parties, they would seriously and probably in the beginning of their discussions would consider an arbitration clause. That was not the case before 1994. The other thing is that we didn't have that kind of awareness through conferences, seminars, or what we see today, arbitration days and arbitration week, as we see it today, which became in fact a trend. Now almost every city in the region has its own either arbitration days or arbitration week. Thirdly, and most importantly, I think the understanding, comprehension, reception by judiciary of arbitration clauses, arbitration awards, was not as welcoming at that time as we see it today. Today, courts are very supportive of arbitration clauses, are very supportive of arbitration awards. They would try as much as they can to find grounds to enforce an arbitration award, which is a very positive attitude and approach. So in a nutshell, the landscape has moved significantly from 1994 till today.
Well, I have the privilege of witnessing that particular stage when the Modern Arbitration Centre as DIAC was established in 2003. I was the first director, in fact, for the center, and we were working so hard to build a name, grant the arbitration center the trust that the commercial community in Dubai were looking for. Dubai government and Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry in particular were working hard and supported the center from the beginning because they know that the commercial community in Dubai and the United Arab Emirates is so diversified. Big companies are coming to the region, and there was a need to find a mechanism for resolving disputes that may take into consideration the legal background of all parties involved and the language of the contract. So it was not really sufficient to just rely on the national courts. There was a real need for an arbitration center that is established in accordance to international standards, similar to the arbitration centers that we see in London, Paris, or Singapore, or in other countries. Will guarantee the enforceability of arbitral awards rather than relying on international conventions. All of these helped in establishing DIAC, the need for the commercial community and the support of the Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
So everything was a challenge. I mean, basically you had to start from scratch. Now, sometimes this could be helpful because you are not bound by any existing boundaries, but at the same time, it's not easy when you are building everything without any background, foundation to start from. So it was a very challenging process, but I think the support that the legal community, whether it's private practice, whether it's the GCs or the Director Generals of the legal departments in the government, accorded to this project, led to the creation of the Arbitration Center.
DIAC reacted to the market. When the market started having construction, a lot of construction, they specialized in construction arbitration. When the market had a boom in real estate, they also served real estate. So what they did was they specialized in every specific section of the economy. There was a lot of skepticism by the government, by businessmen about the benefits of arbitration and whether they trust the arbitration process in the first place. To add to the problem, there was no institutions. There was no institution in the Middle East, Middle Eastern institutions that would take care of the arbitration on behalf of the businessmen living in the Middle East, whether between themselves or between them and others.
I think DIAC quickly gained a reputation as being the trusted dispute resolution partner for the business community and for the legal community in Dubai, in the UAE, and in the wider region.
Of course, building confidence in a legal system that is conducted outside of the official courts requires careful approach, starting from type of arbitration rules that are in line with the local community and the international standards at the same time. Training of the arbitrators that can handle these modern types of disputes, not only understanding arbitration as a procedure, but also having subject matter knowledge in matters like construction, which is the #1 industry that uses arbitration. But not only that, now we see arbitration is used in commercial transactions, and import, export, and many other fields. So you need that type of experts to be available in the certain jurisdiction to say that you have a reliable arbitration services.
I think DIAC has managed to position itself very well, not only as one of the leading arbitration centers in the region, but probably the leading arbitration center in the region.